Hi everyone and welcome to Quizlet. We're going to show you a few simple features you can use in your classrooms with Quizlet. Quizlet is a free website providing learning tools for students including flashcards, study, and game modes. All of the material is user generated. One added bonus with Quizlet is it includes audio in 18 different languages and is perfect for language study, practicing pronunciation, and learning vocabulary. To get to Quizlet, you can either get the app from the Chrome Web Store or go to Quizlet.com. From here you'll see two places where you can sign in using Google. This is another benefit of Quizlet. You can link it with your TSC Google account. There's no need to sign up for another account. Students have the same option to sign in with their Google as well. Once you click sign in with Google, you'll be asked to choose your account. Once you're logged into Quizlet, you'll notice that your name appears in the top right hand corner and that corresponds to your account. In order to get the Quizlet app for your Google Chrome, go to Web Store, and search Quizlet. And then the first one that comes up should be Quizlet, and add to Chrome. And it's asking me, are you sure you want to add? Yes. And then what I'll notice is that it has been added to my app launcher, and it has also been added to my apps page. At the top of the Quizlet screen here, you can either search Quizlets. These are user-created study sets from around the world, so whoever has created them, or you can create your own study set. We're actually going to start out by searching for a study set. I'll type in the First Continental Congress, and then I can see who has created these study sets, and I can see whether or not they're a teacher, and then how many terms are in each study set. So I'll pick a big one here. We'll do the First Continental Congress with 21 terms. So she has even added some pictures in here to help my students. And then I can go through the top here and it gives me all the ways that I can study and then a couple games that I can play as well. The flashcard mode is like basic flashcards. If we open it up, you can see that it looks exactly like a normal flashcard would. So it's basically like if I wrote on the back of a flashcard, flipped it over, wrote on the other side, but this is all virtual. And there is an app for this, by the way. So my students can go through all of these. Over on the right-hand side here, it allows me to turn on audio, so it will read this to me. I can start with the term, I can start with both sides, or I can start with the definition. I can shuffle the order of these, and then I can just let it play for me, and I can kind of watch them as they go. The next mode is Learn, and this gives me the definition, and then I would type in the term. Or I can see the term first, and then type in the definition. And it will just run through these until I get all of them correct. So this is a great way to, after I've done the flashcards, and I think I know how it is, kind of test myself out before I actually go in and take the exam. Speller plays the audio for you. It says it's simple, type what you hear.
Quartering act.
Test actually generates a test for you, which is super nice. So it gives me questions, written questions. It gives me matching questions, and then my students can come over here and type in the letter. It gives me multiple choice questions, and then it gives me some true and false questions. So that's pretty awesome. Another great thing about this test is that I can tell it, hey, I know that there are 21 terms, but I want to keep my question limit to 15. And then I can ask it to create a new test and then print the test as well. So this would be great for some of our students that don't necessarily have internet access at home, but you still want to give them the opportunity to try some of these study materials out. For scatter, it says drag corresponding items onto each other to make them disappear. So I'm going to start this and see if I can get any of these right. So I know that's John Adams, so it disappeared. So you can see that the students can go through and drag these over each other to make them disappear. It does give them a timing here, so it's just a great little kind of race game for them to see if they can get these terms correct. Race is another game. It says destroy the scrolling words by typing in their corresponding term and pressing enter. So I'm not actually going to go through and play this one because I fear that I'm going to get them wrong and embarrass myself, but you can see they will scroll through and the students can then type in the answers. So these are great study materials for our students. It's just a little extra boost to that stack of note cards that we all used to use when we studied. Something that you can do is you can actually copy these materials. You can add them to a class, which we'll talk about how to create a class. You can add them to a folder. You can share them, which gives you the options to share to Facebook, share on Twitter, share on Pinterest, or share on Google Classroom. More to come later about this Google Classroom piece. You can send them in an email, or you can copy and paste the URL. You can also print these. You can combine them with another study set. You can export it, embed it on a web page, or you can report a problem. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to create your own study set. So up at the top here, next to search, you see create a study set. So I'm going to add a title to this. I'm going to talk about emotions with my students. So I want to see if they can read the picture and decide what emotion is happening in there. Under terms, it asks me to choose a language. Am I talking about English, Spanish, or any of the other 17 plus languages that they have in here? So I'm going to say my language is English. I'm going to do the same for definitions, but this would be good for learning a new language. If we've got some of our students that are Spanish speaking, they may understand the terms in Spanish or understand the definitions in Spanish, and then they may want the other part in English. So let's go with happy. And I'm going to add all my terms first, and then I'll go through and add the definitions. So instead of adding definitions here, which I could absolutely do that, I could type in a definition that I want to put, I'm actually going to add images. So a nice thing with Quizlet is it has images preloaded in there. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good, so you'll have to kind of sift through them and see what you want to use. If you do want to import your own images though, you will have to pay an upgrading fee. So I would really just stick with these images, they're pretty cute. So I've got happy, I'm going to use this little kid. Sad, well, we'll use him. Mad, he looks pretty mad. Angry, we'll use the cat on this one. Oh, it didn't take it. And joyful, we'll use Santa Claus. So now I have all of my words, all of my definitions. Another thing that I can add is user-generated definitions. It gives you the option of adding a voice recording. Unfortunately, you do have to upgrade for that one. So the two biggest features that you will not have without upgrading is uploading your own images and adding a voice recording. So just keep that in mind as you're going through the free version of Quizlet. And I'll click Create. And now it asks me if I want to share it with others. So I can either share it on Facebook, Twitter, add to a class, or add to a folder. So I'm not going to share it right now, but you can see as I go through my flashcards, they look very similar to the other flashcards, but now they've got my images and my words on them. Same thing with all the other games. Here we'll go through. And our students can play the game that way. So now back on the main Quizlet page, I can actually go ahead and create a class here. So I've created a couple dummy classes, but I'll show you how to create a new class. So I create a class, and I'm going to name it Margison. We'll go with 6th grade this time. And I'm going to add my school, and we'll pick on Wainwright today. And I'm going to create a class. So I can add a study set to this class. So my Wainwright students, I want them to study emotions. And I can add members to the class. You can also add a study set and members to the class up here as well. So adding members up here allows you to enter the student email or username. So if the students already have an account set up, you can just type in their username, or you can invite them by email. Bulk email invites allows you to type in multiple email addresses. Automatic join link gives you a link to your specific Quizlet and then allows your students to join, or you can link with Google Classroom. We'll be talking a little bit more about this as we go out to the schools in the next couple of months to talk about Google Classroom. Finally, I've got some class options. I can send notifications to my students, report a problem, drop the class, or delete the class. Thank you so much for watching our professional development on Quizlet. We hope that it was some great information for you. If you've got any questions, though, let us know and we can hopefully meet your needs. Email us clteam@tsc.k12.in.us. Thank you.